I knew something was off the moment I saw how she looked at him. Not the kind of look you give a coworker, not even a friend. It was softer, too familiar, like a private joke they'd been sharing for a while. We were at her office party, a sleek event at a downtown hotel ballroom. Free champagne, dim lighting, the hum of people pretending to like each other. My wife, Clara, looked stunning in her emerald dress, the same one she'd once worn for our anniversary dinner. I remember thinking it was a nice gesture that she wore it tonight. I was wrong, because that's when he walked in, Evan, her co-worker, the one she'd mentioned too casually, too often. He's just funny, she'd say, or he's harmless. The way women talk about men, they want you not to notice. When he came over, I noticed how his hand lingered a bit too long on her waist. She didn't pull away. She laughed, too loudly, too freely. My stomach tightened. Then he turned to me with that smug, corporate grin. "So you're the famous husband," he said, shaking my hand like he was testing my grip. "Famous?" I asked. "Oh, Clara talks about you all the time," he said, smirking at her. "Mostly about how patient you are." Her smile froze. Mine didn't. As the night went on, he kept finding reasons to be near her, refilling her drink, whispering things in her ear, brushing by her shoulder. Each time, she'd glance at me as if to check how much I'd seen. I saw enough. I wasn't the jealous type. I'd spent our entire marriage believing that trust was strength, not naivety. But that night, I felt like a fool wearing my own wedding ring. When the DJ started playing something upbeat, Clara dragged me to the dance floor. But halfway through the song, Evan cut in. Literally cut in. "Mind if I borrow for a bit?" he asked, not waiting for my answer. She laughed and said, "It's just one song, babe." That was when I realized something had already been taken from me long before that dance. They danced close. Too close. His hand rested low on her back. She leaned in, whispering something that made him grin. My jaw tightened as I pretended to sip my drink. Around us, people laughed, oblivious. Then, as if to seal his dominance, he turned toward me across the room, raised his glass, and winked. That was it. I didn't make a scene. I didn't yell. Instead, I walked out to the lobby and took a deep breath. I'd been raised to believe that silence is more powerful than shouting, and I was about to prove it. Clara didn't notice me leave right away. Maybe she didn't want to. I waited outside the ballroom doors, long enough for her to realize I was gone. When she finally came out, flushed, smiling, her lipstick slightly smudged, her expression fell. "Where did you go?" she asked, feigning concern. "Getting some air," I said evenly. "You look busy." She bit her lip. "Don't start, please. He's just a coworker." "Yeah," I said, "one who touches you more than I do." Her eyes narrowed. "You're overreacting. You always do this. Turn nothing into something." I smiled then, a calm, deliberate smile. "If it's nothing, you won't mind if I talk to your boss, right? Since he was watching you two all night." Her face went pale. "Don't," she whispered. "Why not? Just harmless fun, right?" That's when I saw it. Fear. Not guilt. Fear. The next morning, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. A message preview flashed across the screen. "Evan, last night was amazing. Hope your husband didn't notice." Winky face. My chest burned. I opened the message thread. The truth was uglier than I imagined. Weeks of texts, late-night meetings that weren't meetings, client dinners that ended in hotel rooms, and voice notes, his voice calling her baby, hers laughing softly in reply. I didn't rage. I didn't cry. I just felt empty. She came out of the shower, towel wrapped around her, humming. When she saw me holding her phone, her humming stopped. "Don't," she whispered again. "Don't what?" I asked quietly. "Don't look at what you've already shown everyone but me." She started crying, real tears this time, but I couldn't feel sympathy anymore. Something in me had shut off. "I'm sorry," she said, trembling. "It didn't mean anything." I nodded. "Then you won't mind if it means something to your HR department." Her head snapped up. "You wouldn't." "Oh, I would," I said, "but I won't need to." I already sent the screenshots to your company email list. She gasped, covering her mouth. You what? Evan challenged me last night. I said, my voice low, steady. He wanted to see how stupid I was. I showed him. By the end of the day, she was suspended, and so was he. The company didn't take kindly to supervisors sleeping with married coworkers. I didn't feel proud. I didn't feel triumphant. Just quiet. That night, she packed a bag. She didn't beg me to stop her. I didn't ask her to stay. As she stood at the door, she said softly, You didn't have to ruin my life. I met her eyes. You ruined ours. I just made sure you remembered. Months passed. People moved on. I filed for divorce, sold the house, and started over. I didn't tell anyone the full story, not my friends, not even my family. Some truths don't need an audience. One evening, I walked into a bar near my new place. Evan was there, alone, disheveled, nursing a drink. He looked up and froze when he saw me. He tried to smirk, but failed. Guess you won, huh? I shook my head. There are no winners in betrayal, Evan. Only people who learn not to play again. I left him there, staring at his glass. Sometimes I still replay that night in my head,